Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Joe Tophat. Wait, what's wrong with my voice? Why am I upside down? What's wrong with the color? Alright, whoever is in charge of editing, would you please put things back at once?
Thank you. Well, folks, if you thought that was weird, I have some information that's even weirder. Walt Disney and Salvador Dali were best friends. Let that sink in for a moment. It seems a very odd combination in life. Walt Disney, who is known throughout the world for family entertainment, and Salvador Dali, who's known throughout the world for his peculiar drawings, were best friends. Well, I think it's best to start from the beginning. During World War II, Walt Disney had used his studio to make several war propaganda pieces for the US military. He had grown tired of doing these films, partially because he wasn't making any money off of them. He looked around to see what film he could make that didn't involve the war. He got his answer when he noticed a book of Salvador Dali paintings sitting on one of his animator's desk. He looked through the book and was very impressed by what he had seen. So much so that he went out and bought a copy for himself. He would later contact Salvador Dali and asked if he would be interested in making a cartoon with him. And surprisingly enough, Dali was a fan of Disney's work. He had called the pink elephant scene from Dumbo one of the greatest examples of surrealism in American cinema. So he was more than happy to work with Walt Disney on a project which was known as Destino. In 1946, the two of them got together to make this cartoon. Salvador Dali provided the designs for the animation, and a grand total of 15 seconds of animation was complete before it was shut down due to lack of funds. Ouch. Even though they never got to complete Destino, Walt Disney and Salvador Dali would continue their friendship throughout their entire lives. In fact, they actually went on vacations together, like you can see in this picture right here. They valued their friendship so much that Walt Disney actually suggested that Salvador Dali would serve as an art teacher at Cal Arts. The two men would go on to have long and prosperous careers before they each passed away, Walt Disney in 1966 and Salvador Dali in 1989. As for Destino, it would remain forgotten, just a footnote in the history of Walt Disney and Salvador Dali. That is until 2003, where Walt Disney's nephew Roy decided to revive the project. Roy Disney contacted John Hench, who had worked on the original storyboards and had worked for Walt Disney for 65 years, to supervise the project. And so after close to 60 years, Destino was finally completed. And how is it? Oh boy, is that the million-dollar question. I think the idea that Walt Disney would work with Salvador Dali and maintain a friendship is weird. But what's even weirder is Destino. From what I can gather in the cartoon, it's about the love between a man and a woman. And the rest of it is just Salvador Dali paintings come to life. Tell you the truth, folks, I don't know whether to call Destino a masterpiece or a piece of garbage, because it just comes off as strange. As strange as Dali and Disney's relationship. But maybe it's not the people who completed the cartoon's fault. that I feel the way I do. Maybe it's just a project that should have never been completed. Maybe it should just been left to the wayside. Maybe it would have been better if Dali and Disney had completed it back in 1946. I don't know. So, if you want to see something different from Walt Disney, check it out. If you're a fan of Salvador Dali and want to see more of his strangeness, check it out. For regular Disney fans, I think it'd be too bizarre. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Destino. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.